What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are live and direct. We got episode 28, and we have the pleasure of having the Catalina Wales on for this episode. Before we get started, do yourself a favor. If you got an iPhone and or an Android, go to the App Store and or the iPhone Store. I guess the App Store and the Play Store. Do yourself a favor, download that FTX app. Stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrencies as well as the latest NFTs. Without further ado, I am your host, Gaddis TV. What's going on? And let's get to it. So what's going on, y'all? We are live and direct. So first off, I want to say thank y'all very much for coming in. Honestly, taking some time out of y'all's day and coming on the podcast. So thank y'all for that. And really, without further ado, I was kind of introducing y'all when I was on mute. I was saying we got Catalina Wales on there. So if you don't mind, both y'all kind of just introduce yourselves, what you were doing before crypto, and what got you into the crypto scene.
Cool. My name is Michael George. I've been in crypto since 16. Really as a retail investor, having fun with ICOs and so on. And then I actually, like, a buddy sent me an email he sent me in 17 that said, yo, you should pick up one of these punks. They're free. To which I didn't reply. And yeah, he totally shit on me like a month ago. It was like, yeah, check this email screenshot I found of you, bro.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Basically, my career arc is like I've been working in music and entertainment since I'm 15. I'm 32 now. Started booking and promoting shows where I grew up, emo, pop punk, hardcore. Ended up getting into, realizing the music business was my passion. And then I continued to just iterate and reinvent myself. I spent the better part of the last decade being a manager. I worked with Scooter Braun for about 6 or 7 years, where I discovered Mark Garrix and built his career as his manager. While I was at SB, I also found a guy named Eden, who's a singer-songwriter, producer out of Dublin, who I still manage today. And so I run a management business, super entrenched in entertainment. And about a year ago, I started a crypto fund known as Wave 7. We're in things like Saber and Audius and DeFi Land and so on and so forth. And really about, I guess, 3 or 4 months ago now, got excited about Solana NFTs in a big way. Really just like super bullish on Solana, period. And the whole thesis there being that, like, if we're going to onboard the next 100 million plus users in crypto, the user experience has to be like this, and easy and seamless and fast. And so we really just started diving deep into same stuff we did in music, really, like curating dope art that we believe in and trying to build a community around it. And that's kind of where Catalina Wales was spawned. It was like kind of this like funny idea that we came up with around Step Brothers, obviously, and playing off of that. And so that's kind of where we're at. Rashad, take it away, buddy.
Yeah, no, awesome. Dude, I'm just excited to be here. It's sort of like where I started my journey off was, a lot of people calling this the Web3, the version 3.0 moving forward. And I was just lucky. I started off at the right age, right time, right place, where technology was happening, this new thing called the internet, the web. And, we didn't call it Web 1.0. It was just like this thing that no one really knew what it was, right? So built a lot of websites, a lot of big brand names, and then like redesigned the same website. It was like, wait, I just made it for you. You want me to redesign it? And then redesigned it again. And then it was like, then we got this Web 2.0, and that actually got exciting, right? It went from just like a marketing channel, from like just a brochure, to then like actually building communities and connections. People could write reviews. Like there's this Get Satisfaction. You could rant on companies and Yelp and things like that. To now what's sort of happening, right? Like the Web 2.0 is kind of exhausted. Like everyone has an app, everyone has a website, and like what's next? And how is this technology going to sort of evolve and pioneer? And people think about like Facebook, Facebook's nothing. Like they just have this Web 2.0 mastered. But like what's next, right? Where do we go from there? And sort of like as the industry matured, I matured too in my career. Again, I was just like right place, right time. I built the first e-commerce platforms for some large brands. Built the first connected TVs. If you've got a banana connected to your television, I built and designed the first version of that. You know, for about 4 years, I led the National Sports League. They have a team in your hometown there, some Jaguars there, right? So I head up design there, and really what it's become is that technology is constantly evolving. But as Mikey said, it's just like, what's that user experience? What's that design, that product experience, right? How do you sort of contain this, and what's the value, and like genuinely, why does a human care about this? That's where I've sort of landed on, right? So like I've led and managed design and technology teams, but like my passion is in designing and creating that experience of the future. And it's just super, super exciting. Like I got into crypto in like, I knew about Bitcoin in like 2010. I tracked it. It spiked up from like $3 to like $800. Like, oh shit. I saved that. I was like, everyone told me to buy it. I was like, you guys are all idiots, right? So it like crashed down to 300. I bought some then, right? So like 2013. So I've been in it since like 13, but also more like excited about the potential of the technology. And it's just, we haven't done anything yet. Like it is just starting, and the possibility. So from like a technologist point, super excited. Solana as a platform is just brilliant. You know, you can see sort of the stresses that Ether's having, and how Solana is starting to fill the gaps, and who knows what's coming next, right? So anyhow, I'll stop talking, but I'm a designer. I'm a technologist. You know, I've built stuff for big brands, and now me and Mikey want to like really focus on like, what is that future experience of this, because it's not going anywhere. Like, I'm glad this is being recorded. People can get this document, right? Web 3.0 is here to stay, and this is the future. We said it, Mikey.
Yeah, we did.
Did both y'all come up with the idea? I guess together, or who came up with it? Yeah.
The backstory of the idea was really the fund we run is that I run is called Wave 7, and it's a principal backed fund. Meaning we don't have any outside investors, and it was started by 5 music industry executives, people in, you know, with incredible networks and so on and so forth. And we really just realized that we could do exciting, you know, provide exciting value in this ecosystem. And as we started just taking all of our Solana bags and spending them on NFTs, and all of our ETH bags and spending them on NFTs, we were just like, look, this is an ecosystem we're excited about. We want to be a part of it. We want to bring dope stuff to this platform, you know, across like. And so basically I was brainstorming with my partner, Carlo, and unfortunately he's on a play date with his kid right now, so he couldn't join. But Carlo and I were brainstorming, and we were, you know, this is like peak froth of the NFT Solana time period, right? This is like monkeys had come out, DJ Apes had come out. We were, you know, hang up on phone calls to jump into Aurora drops, you know what I mean? Like, or try to, right? Like, this is exactly when this is all coming out. I'm like, you know what? I think there's like some white space here for exciting and cool art and cool brands. And we've built, you know, incredible brands across our businesses. So we just started, I'm not going to lie, like it started by brainstorming with funny ass names, right? And coming up with different things. And we were, you know, the emphasis on this was just like, what are some of the top tier and exciting things in culture that we hadn't seen in crypto culture, hadn't seen done well, we thought. And whales became like, okay, well, that's, you know, people desire to be a whale. Let's iterate on that. And then I don't know what happened, but Catalina whale mixer popped in my head.
I don't know what happened. That's funny.
I have no idea what happened. And I called Carlo, and he's like, I think that's a pretty good idea. You know who would know better is Josh, his other business partner. And I called Josh, like, what do you think about Catalina whale mixer? And Josh is like a massive Step Brothers fan and like lost his mind.
Worldwide.
So excited. Yeah. And so we really just like, that's really where it started from. And then, you know, we're super lucky, but Arshad's wife and my wife became really close, and we both have kids around the same age. So we would, you know, be hanging out while the wives were hanging out and bringing the kids around. And I mean, Arshad could tell you probably even better about the night he had the like realization that he needed to get back into this space in a bigger way. But, you know, basically Arshad calls me and tells me, look, I think I can do all the stuff that you're missing, right? All the development, all the tech side of this puzzle.
Hell yeah.
So why don't we, you know, partner up and get into this, you know, game together? And that's kind of it.
Strong. With the, I guess with the NFT, and I'll bring it up on here. Has it already been minted? When is mint date? I guess when kind of what would it be for mint cost, or where y'all at on there?
Yeah, we've been grinding this really full organic right now. So everything you see so far is without paid marketing and so on and so forth. Which for better or worse is why the numbers are where they are now versus what you'll see on other pages, etc.
100%.
And maybe we'll have to open up those gates at some point, but for now we're just continuing to grind it. We haven't announced a mint date because we just have desires for where we could market and bring this, so we keep pushing it back, and I'd rather deliver to the end user and consumer than telling them, hey, look, the mint got pushed. Hey, look, the mint got pushed. So we've kept supply, price, and date kind of quiet and close to the vest. We have an idea about how we're gonna do that, and roll that out, but we're really just looking for that critical mass moment, so to speak. And then further to that, I mean, really like what we're building is a lot bigger than just whales. And we haven't really talked about this at all, so consider this the alpha part of the show, I guess.
Okay, alpha time.
But the top co business that we see this all flowing under is called Wag Me Beach, and basically that will we're kind of looking at it like I articulated, I think, pretty well today. If you think about what Art Blocks is doing on ETH, right, where it's like these consistent drops, they have a thesis, etc. It borrows the consistency from there, but it lends itself across all different types of styles and so on and so forth. So it might be PFP, it might be generative, it might have audio, it might be this. It's really just kind of a label or a curated label that is done by us, right? And that's kind of the ethos behind Wag Me Beach is, identify cool, dope art and exciting projects, and then put them all under one brand. So essentially, you always know, A, this isn't a rug, and B, these guys are going to continue to pump out exciting new content. We basically see whales as the Genesis project, and the thought is that the holders of these whales will have access, priority access to future drops and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's
so you guys are building like a brand, and this is going to be like your if you hold this NFT, you're going to like experience the benefits of this brand, like whether it's like audio drops or any kind of NFT drop. Basically, it's gonna go to these holders, and that's your whole thing. Basically, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, basically the thesis being that like you get in early with us, you'll have the ability to mint in whether first in line or a whitelist or a period of drop. Maybe we'll do something that's only 1,000, so we won't be able to bless every single holder of a whale, but you'll at least have an opportunity to do so ahead of everybody else. Okay. And so that's the thought. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. No, I like it on that. That is I'm pretty sure I can see it on the Discord as well. Is that the we all gonna make it beach right there? Is that kind of like y'all's vision on that one with just like you said, I guess the music, just a good time on there, or I guess when y'all have like a place where it's gonna be at, or I know it's so super early, but now you got questions.
I mean honestly, we found this incredible designer named Moko who's been working with us on the whales, but the idea is basically we're going to provide a platform for all different types of artists and all different artists, right? Mm-hmm. And then our shop will provide the ability for them to do more than just, let's say, a layered collage project. Where our shop could be like, hey, we can actually make this all in script, or in code, or we can actually make this reactive, or whatever.
Mikey, you're giving the surprises out there.
No, listen, I'll be real. We're organic. We're organic too. So there's not too many. So if the people that listen, you got that Mad Alpha.
No. Well, Mikey's gonna say it. Might as well go there. But I think what it is like whales is it's about quality. I think everything we do is about quality. And how we're bringing like sort of known sort of experts and people who are best at their craft, like Moku. Like you look at the whale art, it's flawless. And I think something else that not necessarily driving the push for the mint date, but like Mikey is up every night looking at every little asset. Like I mean, we're pulling like 1,000 runs every day, and just looking how does the layer, how do they feel. Like we don't want any like errors, right? Each one should feel like it was crafted. And we're having the technology do that. And so like while like art generative engines and there's a whole bunch of YouTube videos and everyone's excited about that, it's a script. It's a script that runs like 10,000 times and you get an output. But the quality in is what you get out of it, right? If you don't put quality in, well, you get some shitty things out. But I think what's exciting about me and what I'm sort of focused on, while Mikey and the team is focused on like artists and bringing community and the culture, what I'm trying to push is definitely the next ones we're doing. Like we are looking at audio, we're looking at augmented reality. You know, there's talks about native HTML, and I'm pushing like actually embedding native canvas, right? So that it's not about a JPEG. It's actually about I own a piece of an experience, and if I bring these two pieces together, now there's actually something that we actually have created together, right? So it's not about just the image, but the image is now that representation or that sort of that reminder of the moment that then is like we're exploring AR, we have this amazing artist who does like these photographies, and Mikey, tell me if I'm disclosing too much, but like we're trying to see how do we reverse out of that, right? Like a photo was a snapshot moment of this person. How do we actually use programming languages and like machine learning to say, what was the moment before that? And can we rewind that history? And so what you actually own is maybe the slice of 5 minutes before that photo was taken. And then depending on what you want to mint and how you want to mutate it, where do we go? And that is all created by the algorithms, right? So like using artificial intelligence, machine learnings and data feeds. And I mean, this is what I get excited about, right? So it's like each project we want to say like, this project's about like the whales, it's about quality, like assets and layering that. Then we're going to show you how do we do it with sound, how do we do that with video, how do we do that with augmented reality, how do we do that with data, like, and so each one is sort of like from a technology play, we're trying to push that and really be an inspiration to like what can we do here, because like there's so much we can do. So like each project has that mix, right? Like there's a strong character, there's quality art, there's people who know how to cultivate and grow community, and then we're also bringing it from a technology side. So it should be just real cool shit that no one has seen before. You know, we want to be the first to experiment with it. Maybe not get it completely right, but we're definitely trying it out there, right? We want to break those devices.
That's how you. I mean, that's how you learn. Like I'm a coder. I'm not a coder at all, but I guess that's how you would learn it, and you know, get the things like that where hey, you break, you got to fix it. Shoot, just like the bunk beds right now. You know what I mean? So a question on because I guess you were explaining it, and I'm a visual person, so when you were explaining that, I was thinking of taking a picture on the iPhone for the half a second, when it goes to the live part. Is stuff like that what you're talking about, or things like that, or okay, because I know my sister's husband, he I give him props, he's a good coder. He was actually talking about stuff like that where it'd be cool if hopefully I'm not giving too much stuff on things he's trying to do. But like it would be a picture and stuff like that, and it would change, you know what I mean, in it automatically. So stuff like that, it's honestly cool to hear y'all talk about it, because I mean you can tell you're like techie, you're like excited, you're passionate about it compared to just hey, that's hope for X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
Well,
so that's
it's a couple things, right? It's like there's no real such. I mean, this is a whole nother podcast, but there's no such thing as like random. The computer basically goes 0, 1, 0, 1, and like it stops. Right. But what you look at random is like if you can base it off of nature, right? You just think about like what's the earthquake patterns, what's the wave heights for the last 30 days. So that's nature, right? Creating a data. Can we then take those wave heights and use that as our random generator? So it's not just like lines that spit out and made a wave, but it's actually, this is like influenced by this, and it's a representation of that natural piece, right? So it's bringing that natural into the code side. And I think going back to the live picture, what Apple does is it's constantly videotaping, and it gives you that snapshot. What we want to do is like, no, we're taking a moment that was created by an artist, and we're extrapolating, saying like, what would happen, right? So it's a little bit of that like Inception mind twist here, which really is like, cool. Imagine if you zoomed into the photo 10,000x. What's there? It's not just pixels, right? Yeah. Is there something else there? And maybe you do, maybe you don't. Mint another one, see what else is there, right? So it's just playing with shit like that.
I mean, we're really just like, we really want to also provide the ability for people who, I think a lot of people get stuck into this trap of, what's my base salary, right? And they go and they get a job and they get their base salary, and then they go and take another job that has a higher base, but now they're doing business to business or whatever, and it's not their passion, but they never want to go back down, right? So now they're fucked. Now,
Yeah.
excuse me, but now now they're like across, now they're 10 years into their career and they're doing something they never really wanted to do, but this is what they did to chase the money that in the short term, that ended up being this long-term journey. And
Right.
so, in music and entertainment, we made a lot of, friends who are incredible artists, like physical artists as well, and graphic artists as well as musicians, right? And you got to think, right? Did a graphic designer really want to be a graphic designer for like other brands, or were they like an artist? They were an
Yeah.
artist first. They loved making art, and then they did graphic design as a way to create revenue and sustain their life, and that became their life. So you'll see in some of the projects that we have coming up, in the subsequent months, that we're working with people who, like, you've seen their art before, whether it was graphics or merch or branding for some of the biggest talent on the planet. But like, maybe that wasn't always their dream, right? And their
Yeah.
dream was to always create. And we've given them like the ability and a platform to do that, and then the tools to distribute it with Solana.
Yeah,
Wow.
I like that. So is it? I guess it's fair to say that with y'all's projects, stuff like that, it's like you said, it's gonna be more than just one. It's gonna be a multitude of I guess promoting talent, honestly, to an extent, on like creators.
I, yeah, in the short term, we have three, whales being one of them, three fully completed projects, and
Nice.
then we're already messing with the assets and attributes and so on, and coming up with a strategy to roll those out, as well as deeper in the future we have some more high art, unique stuff that we think will still be early because it's so early in this whole ecosystem period. Um, and the idea being that we'll have some sort of cadence, whether it's every 4 weeks or every 6 weeks or every 12 weeks or whatever. We'll know, hey, Wagme Beach is dropping this. Did you guys see that? Did you make sure to grab your whale? Are you still holding your whale? I want to make sure I can get in on this one. I know the last one was so dope. And that's the kind of thought process we're having.
Nice. No, I like it honestly overall, and it might seem like a little thing, but I like that y'all are like passionate and thinking like in depth on it, not just hey, let's have a whale with a beanie and let's have a party. You know what I mean? Like to the simple
Yeah.
things on that, yeah. But y'all are like thinking in depth on it, and that's shoot what regular people like me can appreciate, and then I'm sure other coders that hopefully y'all be listening out there that are like, you know what, damn, I like these people, I like this project. So
It seems like you guys are providing a lot of on-chain utility, which is a nice breath of fresh air because a lot of people like the ThugBirdz. What we focus on is off-chain, like super brand building. Basically, is what we're trying to do,
super bright.
and we do have some on-chain benefits and perks that are in the pipeline and that we've done in the past. But like, you guys really seem like that this thing is going to be like a path to a high quality NFT like holder's dream. Basically is where like they can guarantee not guarantee, but they can have high conviction that like if they hold this pass, then basically the drops that are coming out from this whale are going to be high quality no matter what it is, and it's going to be cool, and there's probably going to be a little bit of a surprise factor every time that and a positive surprise factor, right? So that's what it sounds like to me. You guys are getting me super bullish. I just turned your notifications on Twitter.
Hell
Just
yeah, bro. I mean, to be honest, and we can talk about this offline too, but
Yeah.
especially the partners in the business who come from entertainment, we'd love to help you thugs, with your off-chain utility, right? Like, because
Cool.
we come from that world too.
Yeah.
So, like we've thrown some of the biggest concerts, or whatever it
Yeah.
might be, or worked with some of the biggest talent. So, I definitely see like a off-chain utility future. It's just not where I'm planning right now, right? I'm thinking
For
like
sure.
the
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. It sounds
you
really cool what you guys are doing, man. I'm really
Thank you,
excited
man.
to see more.
Yeah. It's like it's tough because I watch really cool and exciting things. Like, I think what the Apes did in New York City during NFT week was like truly, next level
Yeah.
utility for being a holder, right?
Did you
But
see the press on that from
I
the
mean,
thing? They're basically saying like it's kind of sad because like it looks like everybody's having fun, and like I'm looking at the pictures, I'm like, man, I want to be there. Everybody looks so cool and stuff. And then you get to the replies, and it's just like people are just we're so early.
yeah,
It's so disheartening because they're calling it a cult thing, and I'm like, guys, you guys have no idea. Like, it's not that, and it's not like a Ponzi scheme, and you know the talking points, the obvious ones, right? And it's just like it's kind of bullish for me because I'm super fucking early to everything, and it's fucking sweet to be early to stuff, obviously. But at the same time, it's like we have so much more to do culturally to get this to like a normal kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so weird to like normies, right? That like a
yeah,
bunch of people that have a similar token ID got together and had a party basically. But to me that sounds super fun. Like we're planning that shit.
Mhm.
But like to everyone else, it's like they just see this like cult getting together, and I'm just like, oh, we're so early, and you guys just don't understand. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Well, I mean, just on that too. You think about society and how like we're so many people, right? Like just that sheep mentality, and that's the centralized thinking, right?
yeah, man.
The where did the source tell me this was cool? No source told me that, and
Yeah.
the distribution was decentralized, which is like, what do you mean, right? And I think what we're all excited about here is that, to Mike's point, is like you wanted to express yourself, and society forced you to go through these channels. We're allowing you now to express yourself however you want. And I think to
Yeah.
your point, right, the joy is whoever wants to be a part of that, come join it, right? Like no one got forced into it, trapped into it. It was like, no, I believed in it. And I think that's why I love, like, I can't wait for like our kids, Mike, to like watch this, and they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the world they
Where
live
it's
in right
gonna
now,
be
right?
normal, right?
Inclusion,
And like the bait and the
diversity.
board 8 thing that happened on the weekend, which we as in the crypto community was like, that was sick. I wanted to be there. Where it's like, hopefully when your kids are like, my age, I'm like 20s, right? Hopefully it's like a normal thing for like people to get together in a similar community, and Web3 is a lot more integrated.
Yeah.
And people's online identities are a little more, independent and unique, right?
Well, it's
yeah,
gonna give that choice of the person to be like to like show that inclusion and diversity. Like it's happening. I mean, you can just see like outside of our sphere too, and all the other aspects. Right? Not to change the topic here, but like I think that's the most exciting part. Like it's decentralized. Like it's your choice.
No, 100%.
Sure.
I do got a question just because I know y'all were talking about kind of the marketing background, stuff like that. And on with this project, y'all are keeping it, at least as of now, organic. With that, we asked a lot of, I guess, projects kind of the same question. What I guess, hiccups have y'all had on the way so far, like getting y'all stuff started going? And I guess how do y'all plan to overcome them? Or overcome them, excuse me.
I think we have a really strong team right now, but I think we're still looking for like a real marketing lead, so to speak, right? Someone to basically run and take that ship forward, because we've got the development, and Arshad, Carlo, and I are curating some really exciting artists and drops for the future. But when we start getting bogged down with being in the nitty gritty of the everyday marketing, there's someone better than me at that, right? And that's basically how, I'm sure Arshad's the same way when he was building teams. Like, it's when you manage a client, like, you hire the best people to work on your client. So we're really looking for that person to fill that role, to be better than us at that, and continue to build to try to make this a more fluid experience. Whereas right now it's a bit more of like, we're learning and shooting from the hip how to market in this world, which is a lot different than releasing a record, right?
No, sure.
Yeah, so that's probably the most honest answer I could ever give you.
Yeah.
And hiccups, I guess, in theory, would just be the fact that, like, I don't know, I thought we'd be at like 4,000 or 5,000 Twitter followers by now, and how do you keep an audience in Discord engaged, right? And all these different things you're like learning along the way. We also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we've actually done something, and we'll decide how long we keep it this way, but our Discord is closed. So the only way to get in the Discord is if someone else who's already in it invites you. And
Oh
they
wow,
only
cool.
and they only get 5 invites, and then it's over.
That's strong.
Our Shad built this bot called the Butler. You can ask the Butler for your entry, and that's it. So we haven't run like, so we're at like around 2,000 in Discord, and it's all been, this person passed it to this person, this person passed it to this person.
That's gonna organically cultivate
that's
your
strong.
community like fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Hella strong.
Oh man, that's nuts.
Thanks, man. So, but it was weird.
Bullish on the whales, dude.
because
I can't wait to see more, man.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Well, we're excited to show you more. I mean, when we really, it was kind of this weird arc too, because when we announced it, within like 5 to 7 days, we had already gotten to like almost 700 to 800 people, right? It had just started doing its own thing, and all we were doing was tweeting. It was no like, but then the second 1,000 was way more of a slog. Just to be,
for sure.
it was way more of a slog to get there. And now it's really like, okay, well, the only other levers you can push are, paying X, Y, and Z, or participating in this, or, and so it's really
That
just a matter.
probably has something to do with like the market, just like kind of you guys were here in August, obviously, when it got saturated, you know what I mean? And hasn't fully recovered since, kind of. And I think that, coupled with the fact that like people still think we're all a cult, when that starts to shift, I think we're gonna start. You guys will probably have an easier time cultivating the community you're trying to cultivate. But like the people in crypto, I think are already there that you want. It's just like everyone's kind of so like the market's like wacky right now, and if it was under better circumstances, I think you guys would easily be hitting that goal no problem, you know what I mean? But sometimes the market's just wonky, so usually teams who get to just get to build it, put their head down, they survive this stuff, and then it's just it's a long game thing, right? You guys sound like you guys are thinking in like months and years and not weeks, so
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like, I don't even know how to say this, but like, I'm 8 years in this business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get on some of these Discord channels, and like Mikey's sending these tweets about like these people develop. I was like, dude, that's amateur shit, man. Like, I'm not worried about that. Like, Mike was like, we have to set up like redundancies and make sure. I was like, yeah, dude, yeah. I built enterprise-based systems. Like, we're good.
Shad's like, I still got to clean out my Discord channels from like ages ago. He literally said it before you guys jumped in here.
So for you then,
yeah. I just noticed my Discord avatar is the freaking Litecoin chicken, man. That was like 2017.
Holy shit, dude!
Wait a second, hold on. That's hilarious.
Maybe I just keep that
nostalgic
chicken there.
So I guess honestly for you, a question, because we are. I mean, we're at the 32, about to be 33 minutes. So I won't hold you hostage longer for another hour or two.
So my wife's literally texting me, "You can never do this again.
Fuck,
you need to put this to bed." I'm not even kidding. That is the text I just read.
No, honestly, on that, we can wrap it up on that, because I'm not married, but I've heard the happy wife, happy life, so I don't want you to get killed or anything. Some things, and we've talked about a lot. What are some things that y'all are, one, excited about that y'all, I guess, haven't brought up yet, and then two, just excited about the future for? What are some things like that are bringing excitement to y'all?
Shad, take it away.
Your project.
Dude, Mikey's not gonna like me. I'm excited to freaking mint, because that just means we get to get next one. I mean, look, we've got so much cool prototypes and like concepts. I want to start pushing those boundaries, right? Like, I want to see how like this NFT interacts with this one and like push it. So, Mikey, let's mint. I'm waiting for those mint details too, guys. I just go to the site. It's all Laura Lipson to me.
that was the best. We hit a bunch of copy, and we like wanted to do the rollout of the website in stages, and like all these guys were. I was like going in to get a haircut, and we made it live, and our Shad's like, "Don't worry, bro. Like, I hit everything. There's no way they could see everything. Blah 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 blah." And instantly, like, our Discord manager hits us, is like, "Yo, like, they're posting the text in the Discord. Like, they see everything you wrote." And our Shad's like, "No, they don't. Send me a screenshot." It's like lorem ipsum. And we were like, he's like, I dealt with that. Like, they couldn't. There's no way they could find it.
That's hilarious. Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to the good times, man. That's all.
Yeah,
we're having them already. So
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
I think I echo the same sentiment as Arshad. I'm looking forward to getting these in the hands of people who love it as much as we do, who are excited about the future. And, really, I just want to onboard more dope creatives to Solana. That's the original thesis, and we're just going to stick to it. So the sooner we get through this mint, the sooner I'll be able to move into the next mint, and we'll be able to continue to just, provide value and opportunities for people who aren't really, don't have those opportunities, perhaps.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, we're ending on this one. If you don't mind staying for a quick second, I'm going to go mute. I don't want to be rude and just tell you how to leave, but quick second. Thank you for coming out, though, and taking some time out of y'all's day over on that West Coast. So I'll be right back. On that note, though, guys, I want to thank everyone for coming in, tuning in, showing some love. If you're not already, do yourself a favor, follow. There we go. Follow the Catalina Whales on Twitter. Go ahead, hit a follow on Twitter and follow them on the Discord as well if you're lucky enough to get that invite. Till next time, shout out to everyone for coming in, showing some love. Don't forget to download that FTX app. And as always, y'all, a caw-caw!